Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. There's fear, always there, somewhere. Gets a chance to creep in, maybe a trigger. You're not supposed to do this. This is how we do this. This is how the world functions. Don't go outside the box. Breaking through all of it. We're going into 2018 as of this video, and I'm sorry, but all of it's out the window. You know why? Because you're always going to be okay. Know that. You're always going to be okay. Always. Nothing can harm you. It's all in our head. We think certain situations are negative. But if you have a roof over your head, even if it's not your roof, and you have food, you're doing okay. Or whatever. Maybe you don't have a roof. Maybe you have a tree over your head. You're still okay. It's the story we tell ourselves that this is good or this is bad. All right, so I'm doing this for a friend of mine, a subscriber. This is an outstanding question. Now, what I love about this is this comes up frequently. Frequently, when somebody wants to attract something and they're not feeling 100% about it. You can create anything you want. Anything. Anything. You do not have to be an enlightened being to do this. That is a gateway to manifesting, but it is not the only way. How do I know this? Everyone is the collective consciousness. Everyone is connected to everything. Everyone is connected to all probabilities. All probabilities exist. Everything you've ever wanted already exists. All you have to do is bring it into your reality. People on a darker frequency, lower frequency, can bring it in because they believe. They don't have to be on a high frequency to open up those gateways. They just have to know they've got it, and they can manifest stuff like that. Why? They're connected to the same power you are. So what happens when you don't believe? It doesn't matter if you're on a lower or a higher frequency. If you don't believe, you don't believe. There are people on high frequencies that still have a hang up on certain things in their lives. Nicest people in the world have really, high frequency, but they haven't completely let go. When they do, because they're already open to the gateways, that one block or whatever it is going to dissipate. Eventually everything's going to show up because they're just on a higher frequency. More people have a problem on a lower frequency because they're just not feeling good about anything, right? But there are people on low frequencies that, man, they think they can get anything. We've seen it. People like Hitler, right? Super low frequency. Absolutely never questioned his abilities. And that's why some people are able to conjure up darkness and do certain things, because they're using that power, same power that we have access to, but they have free will to use it in a negative way. But the difference is between the person manifesting from that point and the person not manifesting has everything to do with what they believe they can and can't do, that they can and can't have access to, or do have access to. That's it. But we know that you want to come from the high frequency because you don't even have to try to manifest anything. Stuff just flows to you. And if you have some blocks, you understand that you have to work on them. Those are really good lessons for you to say, okay, why do I have a block? Am I still feeling not worthy? Do I still feel like, it's righteous to be, have poverty in your life, or not have, you're not worthy to have a loved, to be loved, or whatever the freaky stuff that we tell ourselves. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? All right, so somebody wrote me, and this is a direct correlation with this request. He said that years ago that he was introduced to the law of attraction and that it was interesting to him. So he said it made sense. And then, so he started to practice the law of attraction, and then some things happened, and then he got off of it. And then he says by the way, this is a quote, I picked it up again. And so then he decided, and he's had this desire to win the lottery. He's convinced he's going to win the lottery. In fact, he knows he's going to win the lottery. And then he says it was his goal to win the lottery. Am I wrong to want it? Have you won the lottery yet? No. You know why? Because you think you might be wrong to want it. See, that's that questioning. You can't question it. Are you wrong? I don't know. Are you wrong? What do you think? So now, I'm not bringing the darkness and light up because I'm saying putting this in a category of either one. I'm just telling you manifesting is free will by those who believe that they can will see it come into their reality. That's it. No judgment against that. There's nothing judging whether it's good or bad or you can or can't manifest because it may not be good. If you want to win the lottery, you can win it. You don't think you can. You think it's bad. You think maybe it's bad for me. Second thing is, I'm sorry, my friend. Law of attraction isn't something that makes sense that you either do and then you pick it up again. You're doing it all the time. Manifesting isn't something you turn on and off. It's not a technique. There's no such thing as manifesting techniques. I think a lot of people on YouTube would like to tell you that. You know why? Because they can tell you that their technique is why you should be in their channel. There's no technique. It is. You're doing it right now. What are you attracting? It's the law, not a thing that makes sense. Are we like backwards? Or think about this. Human beings are so dense. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Yeah, that law of attraction makes sense. Hello? Really? It makes sense? Like, where have we been? Quantum physics has been around forever, proven. There's no such thing as law of attraction. There is just attraction, period. And if you're not believing something, you're not attracting it. You're repelling it. Law of attraction. I sort of don't even like that. I don't like to use the word create either. Everything is created already. We're just manifesting. Manifesting means you're turning that wave into a particle. You're making it appear in this reality. And mine is different than yours. Open up your mind. Open up your mind. If you think winning the lottery is bad, you may even win it and you're going to feel like crap. Because you're going to think it's bad and you'll probably end up losing it. Or it's going to maybe create some negative situation because deep down you're thinking, I'm not supposed to win the lottery. This is bad. I'm a bad person. I was bad for wanting it. And you're going to find all these reinforcements because you believe that are going to tell you it's bad. I'm banging on the fact that bing, 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 it's not going to happen. Because I think you think that it's not going to happen because it's bad. Did you know Eckhart Tolle won the lottery? But I'll bet you he wasn't like focused on it. I'll bet you it was just like he needed money at the time. He was broke. He went and played the lottery, not thinking it was bad. He was just thinking he had a shot at it. He won $2,000. It was exactly what he needed to pay his rent or whatever he was doing at the time because the guy was broke. He wasn't looking for $1 million for any reason. He needed to survive. What's that tell you? He wasn't putting anything negative on it. It was just something he could do very quickly to keep going. His purpose and his intentions in life at that point were extremely positive. Who cares if he won the lottery? Did you know that Mother Teresa used to take money from drug dealers? She got criticized for that. She said, money's money. Money can help. If money can help feed these people just like good money, bad money. And by the way, who's to say what's good or bad money? Just because somebody seems to be okay, maybe their intentions are greed or whatever. Money's money. What are the intentions behind it, right? What are you doing with it? Mother Teresa was using money from whatever sources for good. She was happy to take the money. And if it made the people giving it feel better, maybe it raised the frequency a little bit. Yeah? instead of her judging it and saying, I'm not taking it from you. She wasn't creating the drug problem by taking money. It's not like buying a fur coat. That encourages the slaughter of beautiful little innocent animals for no reason. I mean, we're not fur trappers, you know? I mean, we're not like living out in Alaska in the 1920s. We can make choices that are very positive, and you know when yours is or not. If you believe that it is wrong of you to want the lottery, I don't know where you'd get that from, then go ahead and believe that. By the way, good luck trying to get rid of that. It sounds like it's in the back of your head, so you're not going to probably reverse that very easily. Why don't you just quit? You said you're not putting any effort into manifesting anymore, which is good. It's sort of like, you know what you want, let it go. See if it shows up. It's money, big deal. It's not like, you know, you're gambling your house away or something. If you want to buy lottery tickets, buy them. Doesn't it go to the state? I think the state does good, repairs the roads, so I think here in Georgia. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Somebody else might disagree. It's what you believe that counts. Right? Are you encouraging something bad? I think the lottery goes to schools and roads and stuff. I don't think that's bad. Are you doing it excessively so there's an imbalance and you should be spending it on paying your bills and you're not? Then that might take on a different kind of meaning. You get to decide that. And at some point, you might have an epiphany and something that you thought was terribly wrong. You'll think, what was the big deal? It's all up here. So-and-so said this, so-and-so said this. I just told somebody that even me, who's a huge risk taker, who understands the exchange of money and investing in yourself and all and that, saving money, and like, I don't know where that gets you other than, heart attack and, a nursing home someday. Well, you might have a decent nursing home if you save your money. So I go through this once in a while because I come from a family where my dad was like, save, 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 who worked his butt off and was never really all that happy. Great guy, but he should have been doing stuff. He wanted to buy companies. He wanted to buy businesses. He and my mom, they went into that safe zone, so then he lives this life he would have never known. Instead of saving all this money, maybe he'd have had 10 times more doing what he loved. So there's a part of me that knows that's what my dad thinks, and so when I go to do something or invest in something that I know is going to be really good for me, and even if it doesn't turn out the way I want it to, I know it's all going to be good. It's going to take me to a much higher place and the places that I want to be, and it's going to open gateways for me. Still gets that twinge. I still get that twinge once in a while that, ooh, here's how things are. We're done with that world. We're done with that world. Yes, the law of attraction, it works in every split second. You're always doing it. Always doing it. You're always attracting something. Negativity, lack, good things, not so good things. If you're focused on suffering, if you are suffering, you're focused on suffering, you're just really sending out more suffering. You're attracting suffering. If you believe the lottery, it's wrong of you, why would it be wrong of you? Well, if you think it's wrong, then it's wrong. Then why bother? Why are you bothering trying to manifest it, right? How can you manifest something you believe is wrong? Think about that one. Yeah. So this is so interesting when I get this, where people look at it like a trick that they use, or something that they, it's only in play when they focus on it, and that it's not going on all the time, or that it's like, oh, like it's this new thing I found. What? It's craziness, right? Isn't it? It's crazy. You know, I had spinach for lunch. I hope it's not in my teeth. All right, I digress. So, am I wrong to want it? You cannot make any mistakes. What you will do by your decisions is determine whether or not you raise your frequency while you're here. So if you really want to do something and it's bad for you, or if you believe it's bad for you and it's really not, but who knows what that means, right? There's no good and bad. Then you may stay in a lower frequency and have to learn some lessons to come out of it. Okay, big whoop. If you need to do it, do it. But if you're hanging on to this guilt and all this stuff, you're actually not feeling good, and you're blocking it. And if you did get it, you wouldn't feel good. And if you got it and you didn't feel good, something bad would probably come from it because you're still hanging on to this thing that it's wrong. You're just losing all the way around here. So just do what you need to do. Never harm another. Never harm another being. Never harm another, energy, animals, plants. Never harm intentionally, of course. I mean, if you step on an ant and you didn't mean to, don't lose sleep over it. So I want you to just let go. Let go. So it comes down to your learning, your growth, and what you need. Maybe this is your little way of dealing with the conflict in you that's still limiting yourself and making judgments that aren't really yours at all. But you're still hanging on to them. Let it go. Go win the lottery. Go win the lottery. You could do good things with it, hopefully, right? If you win the lottery, I'm sure you'll share it. You'll enjoy it yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's like, well, if I had money, I would. I said, no, if you had money, you'd go have fun. That's okay. And then you share it. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to be prosperous. It's okay to enjoy life. It's okay to be happy and then say, I'm going to give here and here and here, and I'm going to invite people, and I'm going to do all kinds of good things. And then, by the way, I want to buy some nice clothes or a nice house or whatever, and then it doesn't do much for you, and then you get rid of that and you realize the material world just doesn't ever make you happy at all anyways. And really, it's the giving that's going to be so much fun about being prosperous. It feels really good to give. And then you make a difference in somebody else's life. A lot of people have to go through the get rich, blow all their money before they realize it's still not happy. But that's okay. You don't know these things till you go through them. Recognize what you're doing and saying when these things come up. I thought the law of attraction, it made sense. There's no logic. There's no logic to the laws of the universe. There's total perfection. Logic means that there's some thought process that goes into it. There's no thought process in the universe. It's anything you want it to be. You have no limits. There are aliens out there. We're the ones. We're the dangerous aliens. There are multiple universes. I didn't know how that was possible because I thought the universe was endless, but there's no such thing as time. Everything's intelligent. Expand your mind, people. Expand the minds. Drop all the traditional stuff. We have to do this. The government's this. They say this. The church says this. What do you want? What do you think? How are you going to contribute? How are you going to raise your frequency? And where's the joy? Go get it. And if you go for something that you think is joy and you find out that's not joy, then you learn something and you go off to this. Always pick good intentions. Always do things that are positive, that you feel are positive. And if you know in your heart that they're not, then make good choices. Sometimes you do have to say no. And you'll feel really good about that too. Everything's free will. So, my friend, There's no sense in manifesting. It's going on right now. That's why you don't have that winning lottery ticket yet. And the other thing is, there's no logic to it. It's not a trick or a technique. You have full power at all times, and you create your reality, and it doesn't have to match with my reality. My truth could be something totally different. And as far as I'm concerned, truth is not something any one person has. I think truth is just one thing. It's just one thing. The truth isn't something that can be different for somebody else, in my opinion. Truth is ultimate. It's the same for everybody. What's the truth? Ultimate love is the truth. Then there's nothing else. And love means manifesting, creation, expansion, free will. Love comes, everything comes under that umbrella. So you can do anything you want. But make sure you're making wise decisions for yourself and others. And don't try and convince yourself of something. You are the universe. You can't hide your thoughts and your feelings. You can say whatever you want, but if you're still feeling that, you got to ask yourself why. Why am I feeling this? Am I ready to let go of that belief? Is it really something that makes any sense, right? People, it's time for us to stop beating ourselves over the head with the same crap. Break the patterns. Watch yourself. Are you making the same decisions over and over again? Are you stuck in the same loop? Are you living the same life that you really wouldn't live if you had a choice? Did you go into it because society tells us we need to do a certain thing? Yeah. And each culture has their own, and we do that. We get stuck into whatever culture we are. You know, I'm still having a little fight with this thing. Go win the lottery. Do some really good things with it, including having fun. If you want to travel, do some stuff, that's cool. You are whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving. You are love. Harmonious. Everything in you is perfectly balanced. And happy. Are you? It's all there. You get to choose it. Namaste.